we had a gentleman here named Jamie Bartlett who had a book called Inside the Darknet, and he noticed that actually because of the peer review system, the customer service on the Silk Road is quite impressive and self-policing. And so I wonder what you thought of in general dark web, Silk Road, and those kind of strange phenomenons that might be around a market you wouldn't expect.
Right. So I spent a couple of chapters going deep into the deep web and then the dark web. Some people confuse the terms. The dark web is actually a subset of the deep web. When people search Google, they think, oh, I'm going to search Google and it will show me anything. But it's actually not true. Most of us spend our time on what's called the surface web, and maybe he got into this. The surface web is the bits where we look at the BBC or YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Amazon. Most people will spend their time there. But there's a whole other part of the internet that Google does not index, and that's called the deep web. So if you think like back when you were in college, those academic databases, LexisNexis, things like that, things that are behind paywalls, those are often not indexed by Google. As it turns out, as a matter of fact, according to a study in Nature magazine that I write about in Future Crimes, Google actually only indexes 16% of the surface web and 0% of the deep web, which means that when you're searching Google, you're actually only getting access to 0.03% of the digital information on our planet. So we're on Google and we think it shows us everything, but you need to know where to go to find those other bits, right? It's as if you were fishing in the ocean, only on the top 2 feet of the ocean and missing the Marianas Trench of data that's underneath it. So with specialized tools, you can get into this deep web, which is 500 times larger than the surface web, according to the same Nature study. So let's go a bit deeper into this. Most of the data in the deep web, as I said, is proprietary business information. But beyond that, there's a subset of data known as the dark web. And here is where criminals ply their trade. You talked about the Silk Road, perfect example. In order to access that Silk Road, you required a special tool, a special browser called Tor, or the Onion Router. Many of your viewers may be familiar with that, but what they might not know is Tor was actually created by the U.S. government, the Department of Navy.
I didn't know that till I heard you say it.
Yeah, so it was created to help democracy activists overseas. The U.S. government gave it to human rights activists in China and Iran and Syria so that they could bypass the national firewalls and communicate with other human rights activists and tell their plight to the world. It came with excellent encryption. Criminals saw that and say, excellent encryption, we can use that. And now they have. So once you launch the Tor browser that you can download, it's downloaded tens of thousands of times. You can download that, you can put in a special address. So rather than having a .com address, it'll have a .onion address, and it's a very long address. And you can put in the Silk Road address, and it would take you to what was, in effect, an eBay for drugs and weapons and child pornography and all of these sort of illicit goods, stolen passports, diplomatic passports. There are other bits of the dark web out there where you can get everything from trafficking in human beings to hire an assassin and the like.
Right.